And so it begins. We are in Sibiu, Romania, the heart of Transylvania. The ultimate challenge of man and machine against terrain is about to begin. Over the course of 5 days, each of the 200 riders competing will come to face their individual limits. I will be taking you on a journey inside their personal hell. You will witness the pain and suffering that naturally comes along with this event. But you will also see the riders' joy and satisfaction in trying to finish an impossible race. This year I had an elite camera crew. They worked tirelessly to give you the best coverage possible so you can see the drama and the action unfold. And let me tell you, there will be plenty of it. So sit back, relax, and let the world's hardest enduro rally begin.
Red Bull Romaniacs is a crazy 5-day race through some really hard but beautiful terrain.
You have to be physically prepared, mentally prepared.
Well, you know, the mountains are really steep. They're like this going up, and they're like this going down.
There's anything can go wrong. It's 4 days riding, and I know this.
It's totally unknown. You just get your GPS in the morning and head off, and it's a true adventure, this race.
Just the country itself, I think, is a special place. The people are really friendly, there's a good atmosphere.
Of course, to do well in this race is very important. There's a lot of people that could do it this year. It's not going to be easy.
The tougher it is, the better it is for me. Coming from a trials background, I'm better on the harder stuff.
Well, if I don't get lost, if I don't hurt myself, and I don't hurt the bike, maybe I'm in with a shout.
The most difficult part of it is that I don't know what to expect, because it's a completely new race for me. You know, I haven't been here, I haven't been riding in this kind of woods, and you know, it's all a new challenge, and that's why we're here.
You don't have to be a world champion to come and compete in these extreme enduros. You know, I'm just a rider from South Africa, and I race down there, and I've raced Erzberg a few times, and you know, got the feel that that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the extreme riding.
I just like to go for big rides in the mountains and have a good time on my bike, and that's what this race is all about. Well, I am getting old now, but my personal goal, of course, to be in the top 5 for me at the end of this event will be a real bonus.
The sport of extreme enduro is just getting started. It is different, unique, and now more than ever, the sport is gaining the worldwide attention it deserves. Take, for instance, that only a few years ago, there were just a handful of extreme events. Now, in 2010, there are over a dozen races around the world that stake their claim as an extreme enduro competition. Here's the thing, you don't have to be a world champion to compete in these events. The semi-pro riders are having just as much success as the pros. Most of these guys have day jobs. That is no joke. Paul Bolton, he operates a street sweeper back home. And Letty, he owns a carpenter business. And then, before Chris Burke started winning races, he was an engineer. All three of these guys have enjoyed success at the biggest, most extreme races in the world. And they are totally cool guys as well. And that, my friends, is the beauty of extreme enduro. You don't have to be on a factory team to win races. These guys are living proof. You just need to have heart.
What scares me the most? Probably the prologue, because everybody's watching you.
Qualifying always begins on a Saturday. The residents of Cebu come out in droves to witness the carnage in the streets.
Yeah, I absolutely love the prologue, but the thing is anything can go wrong in it.
Yeah, the prologue in the middle of the city, it's really cool. Like, it just gets a good chance to show the people what we do on our bike.
At first glance, it doesn't seem normal to race over obstacles like these on your dirt bike. But this is Romaniacs, and nothing at this race is normal.
This style prologue, it's like a quarter mile sprint with a whole lot of obstacles. And there's only on some of the obstacles one good line, okay? So if somebody beats you to that line, you take an alternative line, you're gonna get stuck. Unfortunately, the rain this year is making it pretty treacherous. I think a lot of the people come here to watch the crashes anyway, so it's still a good show for everyone.
And he isn't kidding. This is priceless. Everywhere you look, people are getting destroyed.
If you throw it away on the prologue, it's really funny. So I don't want to be one of those guys.
Warning, this stuff should not be tried at home, unless of course you enjoy torturing yourself on a dirt bike. And if you do, well, then maybe you should come give this race a shot.
I just won the furlong. Oh, I'm so nervous. That was awesome.
This year's race features the who's who of extreme enduro. These are the world's best riders, and it's going to be a serious battle. Both Graham Jarvis and Andreas Lettenbichler have won here before. Chris Birch has stood on the podium every time he's raced here. This year, he will give it his all. As always, the South Africans represent. And who knows, there may be a few surprises or two in the field, because you never know at this race. Anything can happen, and anything will happen.
I think it's great for this event that Teddy's come out here. I think he's going to have his own challenges, and he's never done a rally style event. There's some skills required for a Maniacs that maybe he hasn't quite got, but he's got so much stacked in other departments, maybe that'll make up for it. So it's going to be really interesting.
No matter what events he's won, or second, third, whatever, Endurocross champion, American and world champion, you know, it doesn't mean anything here.
This year, all eyes are on the kid from Poland, Tadej Blazusiak. Comes to Romaniacs fresh off his 4th in a row win at Erzberg less than 2 weeks ago.
Well, you know, it's my first time at the race, and I wanted to race here a few times before, but, you know, it was always in conflict with one of the Endurocross races, which is, you know, the championship. I'm looking to, you know, winning the championship. So this year it really worked out with the dates, so I'm here to, you know, do some riding, have some fun, and hopefully have a good result.
This race is unlike anything he is used to. For Tadej only knows one way, flat out.
Normally Teddy, I think, is very fast out the starting gates, and he rides very aggressively, and I think he has to discipline himself and not get lost and learn how to use the GPS.
He's going to have a shift in his mental approach. He's not going to be able to ride at 100%, 110% like he rides every other event. You've got to back off a bit, you've got to ride smart. Whether he does that or he just hits it like he hits everything else, we'll see.
When he's not in the front, he is always a little bit nervous. So he push and push and push, and yeah, in the rally you must ride with your head and a little bit careful.
I don't really have expectations. I do always the same thing. I just line up at the gate. I just go flat out as fast as I can. This race is a little different because it's also about navigating, right? So it's something new for me. I haven't done it before, so it's going to be interesting. And but you know, like I always do, I'm going to give 100% of myself, and we'll see at the end of the day if it's enough.
The riders depart in the order of the prologue results. It's on, baby. Right off the start, they face a ridiculous uphill section of dense trees and fogs. I mean, come on, look at the size of this hill. Ridiculous. It's become the signature of race promoter Martin Fernandemans to make the first day the toughest. Everyone knows that Martin is crazy, but a lot of people don't even know that he actually makes the trails himself. He will find the ugliest, nastiest routes to ride, and then he marks the trail. It's pretty amazing. He believes that if he can do it, then the riders can do it.
They asked me how far it still is, and I told them it's true, it's only 500 meters, but it's very ugly 500 meters, so.
Today's route is only 186 kilometers, but in wet conditions like this, it's going to be brutal. A race like this isn't about speed, it's about smarts and knowing when to push without getting off course. The rookie to Romaniacs, Taddy B, quickly learns that going flat out won't work here. This riding is a whole new challenge for him. Having started the day first, Chris Birch looks to set the pace. He is used to the rain and damp terrain because it's just like home in New Zealand. Graham Jarvis is in the same boat. He took home the win in 2008 in conditions just like this. And here comes Paul Bolton, who is creeping up the leaderboard until now. Though he's having trouble, you gotta give him credit. He really goes for it.
How's it going so far, Graham?
Yeah, it's going all right. Just making a few mistakes and making it. The rain is making it really tough.
The rain's definitely made it harder, eh?
Yeah.
It's really, really slippery.
Yeah.
And the tree roots are slippery.
Had any serious crashes or anything?
No, just little ones. Yeah, yeah. No big issues.
This first half has been pretty horrendous. The weather's been unbelievable.
How are we going?
I reckon better than you.
Yeah. What do you mean? This is awesome weather. Nice little easy race. Go to the roof.
Teddy had a big crash somewhere in the forest. First he got lost and then he crashed, and his shoulder is again a little bit sore. So we have to see how it is.
And I know that he doesn't move the shoulder, so and the wrist a little bit. So basically one side is out.
How was your day so far?
It's okay.
Rude awakening? Or
No, well, it's okay.
Pain is bad, but that's his job, he told me, so that's the way you have to do it.
For now, he said we're going. He's still, in the that's what he does. So I guess if he's not broken or not broken totally, or the parts of him are not falling off, he's gonna continue for sure. He put the dry clothes, got a shot of Red Bull and left.
The leaders enter into the teeth of the course. Another relentless set of hill climbs that are slick as ice. Every meter is a struggle and a fight against your mind. You wonder why you are here and curse the promoter. This is the time to look deep inside and find out who you really are. How tough are the conditions today? Well, only 30% of the pro class will actually make it to the finish without exceeding the time limit. That's insane. In the expert class, only one team and one single rider will complete the route. And no one from the hobby class will finish today. The weather is the winner of day one. The word quickly spreads that Tadej Blazusiak is pulled out of the race. His injured shoulder was just too much to carry on. Even for Tadej, you can't ride this terrain with one arm. It's just another reminder that anything can go wrong here at any time. Even the pros aren't immune to casualties. But you can't think of such things at Romaniacs. You just need to survive until the end. Graham Jarvis is riding on a whole different level today. He has distanced himself by 40 minutes from Chris Birch, who rides in second. It is evident that his riding style is suited for wet terrain. He becomes stronger as the course gets tougher. But for others who aren't used to these type of conditions, their weaknesses are quickly revealed.
I'll finish. I will be happy to go home.
Another pro rider has fallen out of the competition. Rian van Niekerk from South Africa is having mechanical problems. But luckily, his countrymen Daryl Curtis and Jade Gietsite still represent. Jarvis arrives at the finish, which is more like a mud hill. Minutes later, Chris Birch pushes his battered KTM to the end. Both man and machine are finished. And finally, the Bavarian Lettenbichler, whose day has been wrought with trouble, takes the third overall spot in the race. Nice, Letty.
Chris, you just made it through the Red Bull Bowl and they won. How are you feeling?
I'll give you a guess. I don't have grip and I don't know what's happened. In the beginning I have problems with the navigation. Then I had a bad crash. And now I'm in the finish. Yeah.
Great job.
Oh. That was hard work, man.
I don't know what happened to that one.
The ride today was pretty horrendous. There was some insane downhills. The downhills are the worst because, you know, they're so unsafe because you're out of control going down. When I got to the finish today, I was pretty elated, you know. It was like finishing the race, actually.
I had a crash, and you know, the conditions were really hard, you know, and it was hard to go fast. And yeah, I was trying to catch up after my mistake, and I made a crash, and I was just cruising, you know. I was cruising around, and I got lost again. Yeah, it was a tough day, so.
And it was an impossible hill, and I was there for maybe half an hour. And
What's the toughest part?
Everywhere was tough. Everywhere was tough.
So how are you feeling now? Anything else that can help you?
It'd be nice if it rains.
What's the marking out of it? You can say to the camera if you like.
I think I'll tell them later behind closed doors.
Yeah, always people overestimate their skills and enter the wrong classes. And some of them end up sleeping in some shepherd's house because they are just not prepared for the wilderness out here.
My advice to anyone who wants to compete here, get your ass in shape. After having a good night's rest, it's back to racing. Today's route is much shorter and easier with flowing trails through the Carpathian Mountains. The setting is unreal. The riders will weave their way to the remote town called Petroshan. They will stay the night and begin day 3 from there. Now hold on. Didn't anyone tell this guy that he needs to be able to ride the train in order to be a medic?
You are already here. What's happened?
Yeah, early on when we first got above the tree line in the first open section, Graham was pushing his bike back down the track towards the start. I think the engine was not running.
I'm very sorry about this, but I think he's the best rider in the field, and yeah, but that's racing.
With the heavyweight Jarvis out of the race, the leaderboard begins to change. Birch now takes over first place, but Letty is not far behind. And right in the mix is the Brit Paul Bolton, until he notices a problem with the back wheel. But the KTM boys come to the rescue, and he's off in less than a minute.
I think they could do it a bit faster though if they tried.
And here comes Sweden's Joachim Lundgren, who's making a huge move. This guy is also a rookie to Romaniacs. Remember what I said, anything can happen in this race. But just when the field thought he was out of the race, the silent assassin appears. Graham Jarvis is back on the course and making up for lost time like a madman.
Yeah, we have to cross this big river, and it's very far to the next big bridge, so we want to cross it directly here. And we are trying a new construction. Honestly, we don't know if it works because we have never tried it. It's going to be Euro pellets and some floating system. The high water made the river quite big, so it's going to be sketchy if it will work. But of course we'll go and try it out before we send the riders over. But this is classic for Red Bull Romanics. We always come up with some new ideas. I haven't tested it yet, so once it is on the water, we'll go and test it. If we don't fall in, then the riders can go.
Bike suddenly came down with electrical problems, Birch can only sit back and watch as the field passes him by. Letty is the big winner today, taking over second place overall in the race. Paul Bolton moves up to third overall. And surprisingly, out of nowhere, Joachim Lundgren finishes third in today's stage. Nicely done. And just when he was getting his hold back in the race, Graham Jarvis the Sherco has a mechanical setback, and he's unable to finish the day. Imagine how that feels.
Yeah, everything was going perfect, and then it all went completely wrong. So, but there wasn't much I could have done about it. About half the day I was running on, I could only get half throttle, so I did a lot of pushing. It's just unlucky really, but I just had to accept it and then move on to the next day.
Chris Birch is relieved to see the finish, and he still maintains the overall lead. But he had some help out there.
Oh, you're here. What happened?
The stator, the part of the engine that generates the electricity to make it spark, just got too hot and broke. So I had to take the engine, side of the engine apart, and Rian Vannikirk, who was taken out of the event yesterday, he let me swap it with his one. So he's stuck out in the mountains and I've got his stator.
The riders are much happier today than yesterday. Well, most of them are.
Until I lost my teammate. I don't know where he is. Hopefully he's okay. Shit. I looked for him everywhere.
Like Martin says, some people may end up sleeping in a shepherd's house. Well, think of it as a bed and breakfast, Romanian style. Today is the day to make your move. With the leaderboard shuffling like a deck of cards, the top 5 riders will be battling to see who can set themselves up for the final day tomorrow. Paul Bolton is one of those guys. Now in his 4th Romaniacs, he is hungry to finally break through. Birch maintains a 1-hour cushion over Letty. He must focus and stay aggressive because the Bavarian machine is hunting him down. Graham Jarvis's day 2 was a disaster. All the time he made on day 1 is gone. He thinks he is out of the race, but little does he know he will have the ride of his life today and blow away the field. Daryl Curtis still hangs in the top 10, but his chances for the podium are slowly slipping away. This is the section called Beer Bar, a nasty little test of your strength and technical skills. Letty is the first to arrive. Slow and methodical in his approach. Graham Jarvis arrives next, he has already passed 9 riders to get here. Incredible. Watch as Letty screams at a spectator who is trying to help. He wants to go this one alone. You can see Graham's trials experience in his style of riding. He lets the bike lead the way while using his feet for balance. And here, he will distribute his weight forward so the back wheel can grip. Easy stuff, right? Lightning Bolton will take a different approach, but unfortunately, he miscalculates the angle. This section is no gimme. It is steep.
Another small electrical problem with the bike, but luckily it's happened right next to the road and the service guys have been able to come and bail me out.
In all of the years that Chris has been riding a KTM, he's never had electrical problems. What a time for it to start. So he's off and back on the course. Well, at least he thinks so.
Hey, Chris is coming down again.
No, this cannot be happening. He's losing serious time now.
It must be electrical, because when it runs perfect.
I don't even want to know what's going through Chris's mind right now. But these mechanics are amazing, and he is back on the course. This time for good.
How do you like Romania?
Romaniac's #1. Unbelievable.
Where are you from?
Canada.
You fucking stay there, because I ain't coming back. I'm from England.
I've just smashed into a tree coming down that downhill then. I had to use it as a brake. I think I've bent the disc. Oh look, the disc's bent.
It's such a race where anything can happen. It's a little bit about luck as well. You've got to be, you know, you don't know what's round the next corner. So if you come a bit wide into one corner, then there's a tree root there, bang, down you go. That was 2007. I'm concentrating. If you lead into the last checkpoint, then so what? Doesn't mean anything.
As Paul gets back on the course, he finds himself teaming up with Letty, and the two will ride together all the way to the finish. And it wasn't long before Jarvis would take over the lead. His riding has been flawless.
Can you just give me a word, mate? How's it going so far?
Yeah, it's going good today. Not too many problems, so we'll just try and continue in the same speed.
And continue he does. The silent assassin charges for the finish.
Erzähl mal. Sag einen Satz wenigstens, wie es da geht.
Nein, jetzt nervt mich nicht, der Kruzifix.
So how's the bike going?
Seems to be alright now,
Yeah?
touch wood. Yeah.
Are we having fun out there again?
No.
No?
I'm a bit grumpy.
You're grumpy?
Yeah.
And how does grumpiness affect your riding?
It makes it really, really messy.
Yeah?
So I'm trying to get over it, sing a few songs to myself and sort my act out.
Jarvis delivers a brilliant performance today. He rides 30 minutes before anyone. Imagine where he would be if he didn't have engine problems yesterday. The duo of Letty and Bolton arrived seconds apart. It was a good day for both. You can just see it on their faces. They are relieved.
It was hard and it knocked the shit out of you.
Yeah, now I'm happy to be here in the finish.
Had an awesome day, yeah. I think I've never ridden so good in Romania before on a day. The navigation was spot on and the extreme bits as well, getting through really easy. The bike was awesome, I was just enjoying it really because sort of out the results, sort of practice for next year's. But yeah, really happy.
Tomorrow is the last day. What's your tactic?
I have always the same tactic. Wide open.
There's no doubt that the pro riders get all the attention, but the heart and soul of Romaniacs has to be the expert in hobby classes. They are the ones who come for the challenge, and to say they competed in the toughest hard enduro rally on earth. And that is the truth.
The best riding in the world. It's unbelievable. And yeah, it's just proven to be there.
Unbelievable. A mountain goat wouldn't go where these bikes go.
From all over the world they come, each with their own reason, but each with the same goal in mind, finishing the race.
You want to prove that you're a man.
To try to find your limit, really. After 4 days you are
very naked.
Oh, well, that's part of it. Wanting to try and finish Red Bull Romania, the hardest enduro, yeah.
So my personal misery of the day is this thing. Please film it. This little plastic thing cost me about 1.5 hours today.
Now I'm in the way. Dark ain't working. That's fun. This is my vacation.
The very idea of putting yourself through such pain and agony on a dirt bike is what really intrigues me about extreme enduro. It's just fascinating. And the fact that these guys aren't professionals and they do it out of love is even better. When you're doing it, you hate it. But when it's over, you experience an overwhelming feeling of accomplishment. It's almost like experiencing hell before you get to heaven.
You motivate yourself more for training if you know you have to go to Romania and race 4 days in the forest. Oh, whoa.
Is there anything you would like to tell the organizer right now?
The mud fest, the mud hills, pulling people's bike up, that was hard, but we got through it. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just back from hell. It was the most beautiful day of my life. Thank you.
The fact that Jarvis is back in the hunt and only 20 minutes behind the leader is astonishing. His strategy for today? Ride lights out. Bolton is only 20 minutes shy of 3rd place, but he's gonna have to catch Letty if he wants to make the podium. And let me tell you, after 4 years, he really does. This is exactly what you want to see on the final day, a tight leaderboard with an all-star lineup. And when I say all-star, I mean it. They're the best in the world. Look how effortlessly they pitch their bikes up this ledge. It's at least 5 feet high. Ridiculous. Eric Brandauer of Austria is a badass. This guy races in all of the extreme events and is always a finisher. It's remarkable. But his English, not so much.
super.
The weather still hasn't improved, making this the toughest conditions ever at Romaniacs. But at least the riders are used to it by now. Yeah, right.
Get your hands dropped there.
The promoter always has some tricks up his sleeve to keep the riders guessing. This time it's in the form of a 60-degree uphill rut that culminates in riding underneath the tree limb at the very top. Oh, you gotta love the way Martin thinks. This is evil. Teamwork is not out of the ordinary here at Romaniacs, as Letty is willing to give Jade Gutzeit a hand out of this 4-foot gap.
You never quite know what's going to be out there at the track, so it's important to race not at 100%, but at 80 or 90%, and then I conserve my energy so that when I do get one of these mother hills, that I'm ready for it.
These are the hill's next innocent victims, unaware they are about to meet their doom. They have no idea. This is Romanian rider Manuel Gaines. You would think he has home court advantage here, but at this section, everyone is equalized.
Yeah, doesn't look good. Got a helicopter?
A helicopter? Not even that can save this poor soul.
During the post-production of this film, a fellow enduro rider's life was taken. This is a tribute to Glenn Tyson, whose life ended too soon.
Great day. Today was awesome. Said that was called the Ziggy Zaggy that we went through just now. Went up like that and came back down. Perfect.
Tyson came to Romaniacs this year to race in the hobby class. He was truly excited to compete in something that would test his skills like never before. And it did. He would finish in 12th position. Not bad for a guy who had been racing for less than 5 years.
Today was more doable. You know, it was hard. You know, we were helping each other, but it was doable.
But on October 17, 2010, at a race in Colorado, Glenn suffered a crash. Fellow riders and the EMTs arrived on the scene to try and resuscitate him. But it was too late. Glenn Tyson was only 44 years old.
And what's your personal reason for riding the Romaniacs?
I like the challenge, and I like to ride dirt bikes.
And you like being a man, ain't you?
Sure.
They say that people who pass while doing something they love are truly blessed. For Glenn, this was a call from above. Graham Jarvis can sense the end is near. Just a few more rolling hills to the finish. The final preparations are taking place, Romanian style. Birch can see Jarvis's fresh tracks, and he knows that his lead is not safe. Time to kick it up a notch. Here comes Jarvis, who had another incredible day of riding. Even though he could have called the race quits on day 2, he never did. Instead, he dug deep. With second place decided, here comes the champion. After 4 years of racing this event, Chris Birch finally wins Romaniacs. Well done, Chris.
Crossing the finish line was just actually more relief more than anything, just getting there and having not made any mistakes today, not thrown away my lead. I think, yeah, that the overall emotion for today was relief.
The trio of Gutzeit, Bolton, and Letty round off the top 5. Letty takes third, Bolton takes 4th, and Jade takes 5th. It was a battle to the end.
It's been an awesome week. I've really enjoyed it. I was so happy to see the finish though, because I'm absolutely finished. Every muscle's just completely fucked.
Yeah, definitely. By far, it's 4 days of the hardest thing I've ever done, you know. And I don't think I'll be riding my bike for at least 3 weeks. So when I get back home, but it was good, and I'll definitely come back next year again.
With the 7th edition in the books, it was clearly the toughest Romaniacs yet.
How's it going today, mate?
This sport isn't for everyone, but it is everything to some. It's about challenge and overcoming all odds to get something you really want. As long as there are races like this, there will be stories like this. We salute the competitive spirit of these enduro warriors in this race and all races yet to come.